Hurry, Bob, she's waiting there for you. Oh, theme song.
Jesse and Bob are two dudes on the job to brighten your day while gabbing away on a pod. Forget your frown, let's see what's going down in Beachtown.
Sweet mother of pearl, heavens to Betsy, every which way from Sunday. How's it hanging, you gosh darn rootin' tootin' sexy animals, you basic beaches, you sons of beaches, beach townians? Welcome to the Beachtown Comedy Podcast, episode 18. We are usually Jesse Egan and Bob. I am one of those guys. Jesse's a little bit beat up. He's a little bit under the weather. He's a little bit worse for wear at the moment. But I just want to keep this bad boy rolling. I don't want to leave you hanging because Beachtown, if you didn't know, and I'm going to tell you, is the only mental health podcast that actually cheers you up. The others, they will kick you in the groin. They will make your Subway sandwich with an inadequate level of meat. They will over tighten the gas cap should they change your oil. You don't want the other mental health podcasts. You want this one. And you want to listen to Bob, because not enough people listen to Bob. So we are going to, I'm going to update you on our grapes. If you don't know what we do here on Beachtown, we go over our grapes. Grapes is not just a tasty fruit, it is an acronym. G meaning gentle with oneself, we give ourselves a compliment. R for relaxation, we talk about our sleep. A for accomplishment, what the hell did you accomplish? What have you done with your life? Stupid asshole. What did you do? Did you do anything? P for pleasure. What did you do for fun? E for exercise. That's self-explanatory. And finally, S for social. So on this mental health podcast, we just want to leave you a reminder. We want to let you know, here's a disclaimer that we usually say we are not professionals. I might as well be. I was a receptionist at a research hospital for 7 years, close enough. And I'm currently a compliance coordinator. I coordinate compliance. If there's compliance laying around uncoordinated, I coordinate the shit out of it right there. So I might as well be. Don't really listen to me. Well, what's the difference? Hey, here's some exciting news, just a little bit of house cleaning. A Beachtown comedy t-shirt, put it up there. It's not okay to be okay is finally available. You can order one of those. And the Bob Squad shirts, for those of you, are just a few clicks away. And those are going to be available any day now as well. So the next time you see me on this bad boy, this Mamma Jamma, this Vincent Gambini, I hopefully am wearing my It's Not Okay to Be Okay t-shirt, because we don't want you thinking that you're okay. We don't want you thinking it's okay to not be okay, because it's not okay to not be okay. It is not okay to be okay. Okay? Okay. There we go. I just bumped the for our visual listeners. You mean the viewers, Bob? Good job. Yes, we have a YouTube channel, and the podcast is on Podomatic.com as well. Audio only is on Podomatic. If you're listening on Podomatic and you just need to see all of this, you need to see Bob, who has no last name apparently, tell you all about mental health in front of his brand new Kingdom Optimus Prime and his G.I. Joe boxes in the corner. If you need me to tell you how to get your shit together, I can do that. If you need to see it, you got to go to YouTube. Boy, did we miss Jesse right now, huh? All right, wild animals. Let's give you an update about me before we do our grapes. As a lot of you know, I've had double hernia surgery, the hernia robots. They got a whole bunch of holes in me. I'm leaking left and right. Remember that really unfunny scene in The Last Jedi when Finn has the water coming out of his suit and Rose does something, or I think Poe plugs his leaks or something like that. That's basically what my stomach looks like. But my scars are healing up. I am finally taking short walks, and I'm standing up straight. They took the big bandage off of my belly button, off my navel, if you will. So I'm doing better. I'm moving around. I'm handling the recovery a little bit better. I can get in and out of bed much quicker. Can't record podcasts any better than I used to. But this is an experiment. Just something we are doing without Jesse to steer me in any kind of coherent direction. But, oh well, we're off the rails. It's just you and me now, listener or viewer. You're strapped into the Bob roller coaster, daddy. You ain't going nowhere. You want to do some grapes? Let's do some grapes.
We ain't doctors, we ain't saviors. Now enjoy the fruits of your labor. Oh, yeah.
All right, you crazy cats. We are back from the theme song. If you need to know, it doesn't matter. That's me in that song, imitating Lou Brockman, the infamous piano player from the Comedy Store in La Jolla, San Diego, California. Also the husband of comedian Vicky Barbalak, who I believe nearly won America's Got Talent 2 years ago, I want to say. But he was always a character, and he's fun to imitate. Well, our favorite thing about Lou Brockman was him introducing us whenever us door guys were doing like the bullet biting or the super opening spot right at 8 o'clock on the nose when the Saturday or Friday show would start. And the joke was he would introduce you, but you can never decipher your own name from his introduction. For example, he was introducing Bob Hansen. That's me. He would go, "Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. Comedy Store Horror. Get some energy up in here." Your first comedian make his way to the stage all over the country, clubs and colleges, push out together for bias. What? I think that's me. I think I go now. And it always made us laugh. So that's me. So I imitate Lou when I sing the Grape song that I wrote there. How much fun is that? Jesse does the others. He does the theater and the main one. And today, for the theater. Well, we're going to talk about that. I'll explain a little bit later when we get to our P for pleasure. But right now, we're starting our grapes. G for gentle. Bob, what is your compliment to yourself? Well, I don't know. That's always the hardest one. We struggle every week, but literally to be gentle with oneself, I bought this wrist pad right here. And again, if you're on Podomatic, you are missing out on what a mouse wrist pad looks like. Because for 3 months now, my new job, I've just been grinding my wrist against the corner of the desk and then hurting my fingers because I could feel the tingling in the first finger there. I'm just grinding the hell out of my wrist. So for $7 or $8, I just bought this stupid thing from Target. It's not even a very good one, but at least it's stopping me from scratching myself up there and not cutting off the circulation. It's a point and click kind of job. I am pointing and I am clicking, I am copying and I am pasting. Left and right, up and down, north and south, east and west, east of the Pacific Ocean, west of London, England, south of Mars, and north of hell, if you know what I mean. And I think that you don't. So I literally was gentle with oneself. I took care of my wrist. I'm cheating already. What did I do for R? And I encourage you, by the way. I encourage you to do these along at home or wherever you are. Maybe you're in your automobile, passing the time with traffic. You don't want to listen to FM radio. You're sick of the FM radio DJs, like the 90s DJ that doesn't know he's on a classic rock station now. He's always got some fake name. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy, Shocky. Hey, Shocky, you're listening to, I don't know, some made-up cool name, Dinosaur Bazooka fucking radio hour. It's your boy, Shocky. What's going on, Shocky? That's not his real voice. Hey, what's going on? You know what? It's nice to be here at Applebee's. Potato skins on me. I swear it's my real voice. I've been smoking 3 cigarettes a day since I was 8 weeks old. That's your boy, Shocky. Those guys. You don't want to listen to those guys. They're always over the top, like sexist towards the female radio co-host too. Like she's got a fake name too. Like, okay, so now we got to talk to Skyler. Hey, Skyler, what's going on, Skyler? Hey, Skyler, because. Oh, Skyler, did you go on a date after slut shaming for 5 minutes? Oh, Skyler. Well, actually, Sharky, that's very funny. Well, never shut up, Skyler. They forced me to hire you. They can't force you to let me talk. Oh, Skyler. Now let's go to Offspring. Why Offspring? Because I'm not allowed to see mine. I'm your boy, Sharky. Anyway, you don't want to listen to those guys. You want to listen to a podcast for your mental health. I'm not a crazy person. I'm not a crazy person. For relaxation, Bob, how is your sleep going? That was my other gentle. If you didn't like my wrist thing, I'm not a crazy person. I'm not supposed to say that on a thing. Who cares? How's your sleep going? I tend to fall into a trap. I get very little sleep on the weekdays, and then the weekends I crash out a bit. Could be better. Could be worse. Yeah. when I'm working on my Son Bob videos, when I'm making my movies with my figures there, I lose a lot of sleep. And when they're done, I tend to catch up until I have another idea. Right now, I'm 7 minutes into a new GI Joe one, and I don't have the other scenes written yet, which is good for my sleep because I'll write the scenes and I'll go to sleep. But if I'm filming and then editing, I'm never gonna sleep. So uh, not too bad, not too bad. I'm able to get through most days without a nap, which is a good. That's a good day for me. That's a victory. Like, oh, I didn't need to after dinner at 5 or 6 o'clock. I didn't need to crash for like an hour, which didn't make you up later, which is what I did last night. But I've been doing pretty good without needing that nap in the middle of the day. Like I can't keep my eyes open. So at 6.5 hours is good. I know someone is out there. I only get five. I only get 5.5. Shut up with your one up and ship, your fake alpha male bullshit. All right, no one cares. I got a one up on my bad. I got interrupted. I got a one up. I'm an alpha male. I swear. Anyone who says alpha male all the time is not an alpha male. They are insecure. Let it go. Stop one upping. I'm glad you need less sleep and you get to think less. Congratulations, you stupid child. Okay. uh, Sleep is room. So our relaxation is room for improvement, but on a steady course and way better since now it'll be 4 weeks tomorrow. Give me a second. Is that right? It'll be 4 weeks tomorrow since my hernia surgery, since the time I recorded this. And that first 2 weeks of sleep was bad because I wasn't sleeping for more than 2, 3 hours at a time. I was getting up and the pain would just get to you and get to me, not get to you. You're fine, I guess. And I would always have to urinate out of my penis like a man, piss out of my dick like a man. I'm a fucking man. Take my Johnson out. And out of my urethra comes the urine like a fucking man. Like an American man, like a red-blooded American man, like a red-blooded and yellow urine American man. I pissed like our forefathers pissed out of my dick like a man, fucking man. My father and his father before him. I come from a long generation of dick pissers. We don't give a fuck. I'm not a crazy person. Bob, what was your accomplishment? Have you accomplished anything in the last 2 weeks to 41 years? Let's see. I mentioned earlier the Sun Bob, the movies. It was a 3 month labor. I finished my 45-minute He-Man movie. If you're listening to this or watching this on YouTube, there's a good chance you've seen it, and I thank you. I do thank you for that because a lot of work goes into that. But it was a big accomplishment to finish that and be able to post it and to have my friends watch the thing. Very cool because I felt that's the way He-Man should be done. The fans make the best work is a saying in my various online communities in which I frequent. And I hope I was an example of that. And I hope more of them see that example because I'm going to keep on doing it because it keeps me going. I haven't been able to get out and do my comedy, which we'll talk about in social. So I have a few dates coming up in the next couple of weeks, which is good because that'll help my social a bit. We'll talk about that. But I had a lot of stir craziness, a lot of cabin fever, just time to think. Just go bonkers, my man. Just bounce off the walls inside this cranium, jump off the ceiling, be hip to that scene, down like a clown, out of here like Vladimir, chilling like Bob Dylan on penicillin. Hey, we stumble sometimes. I don't have Jesse here to help me out. I am wearing Jesse's t-shirt, Boots and Cats. Okay, I think JesseEgan.com can get his Boots and Cats t-shirt right there. He got me an excellent shirt that I was going to wear for a recording that said "Listen to Bob," but we had to postpone the recording, so it's in the laundry. I'm going to do laundry after this. That's going to be another accomplishment. By the end of today, I'll have done a full work day. I did my exercise, I'm recording this podcast, and I'll have laundry done. So the day is an accomplishment, but so is Sacred Ground on the Bob Squad channel. I should put a link in here anyway. Oh, knocked over my thingy. So I'm accomplishing things. But P, for pleasure, what did you do for pleasure, Bob, since we talked to you last? You know what I did? I'll tell you what I did, because otherwise you'll be here guessing or waste time. A couple of Saturdays ago, I went to a movie theater. I went to a live cinema, and I saw a film in IMAX because I like to have my movies. When I see something on a big screen, I think it's fun to also have the screen with a slight curve, and you still don't know what the fuck the difference is. But I saw Ghostbusters Afterlife, and they give you this poster when you see it in IMAX, and your YouTube people can see the poster right there. IMAX, experience it in IMAX, and there's a picture of Ecto One and the proton pack stuff shooting at the sky, and they gave me this poster. I don't know what the bluest of blue fucks I'm supposed to do with this poster for the rest of my life, but I have it. And I'm not big on decorations, so I have this now. I'm not gonna hang it up. Like, am I 17? Or what? I feel weird throwing it away. I saw you. You can get rid of it, Bob. I'll wait till like a couple of months from now when I'm in a bad mood and just get throwing stuff out, and I'll probably get rid of it then. That's how I do things. But for pleasure, I saw this film. I'm not going to review Ghostbusters Afterlife in today's At the Theater. I will be reviewing the Ghostbusters film that everyone remembers and loves pretty much line for line, word for word from their childhood. I'm going to be reviewing Ghostbusters 2 from 1989. That's our At the Theater today. That was my pleasure. I treated myself to a cinematic experience, and I had the pretzel nuggets with the cheese, and I dipped the nuggets in the cheese, and I ate them. And I had to take what I call movie piss. That I have a term called movie piss, where you've gone to the bathroom a few times because movies get longer and longer, and previews get longer and longer, and even a short movie like Ghostbusters, like 2 hours and change, 2 hours and 3 minutes. You're still gonna be sitting there for goddamn 2 hours 45 minutes. And in my head, I always paranoid, thinking I have to urinate intensely, like a man out of my dick, like piss, like a man from a dick, piss out of my dick like a man, a fucking man. But you don't even really have to go when you go at the end of the movie, when you sit there, and there's always an end, and now everyone does the end credit scene. Like I can't just see the whole movie, so you have to wait even longer. And you do that urination, you go, yeah, I did kind of have to go, but not as bad as I thought. That's movie piss. That's what I call it. I always get the movie piss. But now at this point, at this stage in the game, it ain't my first rodeo. I didn't just fall off the turnip truck. Born tonight and not last night. Wasn't born yesterday. Don't want to people pissing on my back telling it's raining. Don't be movie pissing on my back telling me it's raining, because that's not even a lot of piss. It's a waste of piss. That was my pleasurable experience. I saw Ghostbusters Afterlife. It was done right. What a great movie. Was there over the top fan service and tugging at the heartstrings? Probably. Whatever. God forbid they make you happy. It couldn't be the comedy that the first or even the second one was, because now there's just too much sentiment in the damn thing. You couldn't make it as a comedy, a straight 100% comedy again. I guess you could, but that means that Hollywood would have funny people at their disposal. So it's over. Okay, it's over. Funny is dead. Comedy is a business. Comedy is alive and well. Funny is dead. It can't be. Exercise. How are you? Exercising? Well, like I said, I've been taking my walks. I can walk up to 45 minutes now. Last Sunday, I drove myself to Mission Bay. It's some water. It's connected to an ocean, but it's not the ocean. It's connected to the Pacific, but it's really just flowing, relatively still water. But I walked around for 45 minutes, got a good sweat going, and I enjoyed that thoroughly. So I am slowly coming back to where I'm trying to get to. But remember, my belly button and my groin have been repaired. I have an all new groin. I can't wait to show you guys my new groin and attack people with my groin, with my special attack, with my my action feature, full force groin. Exercise and social, Bob. What was your social? Who did you talk to? Who, where, and when were you rubbing elbows and greasing palms and schmoozing, networking? How's tricks? How's the kids? Some weather we're having. Whistling Dixie, waxing philosophical, shooting the breeze, chewing the fat. My social is the worst of the six. It is in a goddamn toilet. I haven't been to my comedy show since recovering from surgery. So really, I've seen Jesse a few times. And on the internet and the online world, I still regularly talk to all my toy guy friends. You all know who you are. So everyone in the Bob Squad, I get to chat with regularly and dump my craziness out on them. But you do need real life one-on-one interaction because remember, I work remotely. I have a remote job. I just change channels for people. So it isn't. So I am going to have to start getting out and chatting with people. And thankfully, with some stand-up dates coming up, that will be changing real soon. The trap is when you are physically alone all the time, it becomes a bigger chore to drag yourself out and be out into the world. And I don't feel like the chore. And it's hard to socialize because I really can't drink now. And even one beer gives me a bad headache now. Like I know it's a night of pain. I'll be fine in the morning. I'm not hungover, but I don't know what it is. It's just one beer. This hurts, and liquor is not happening. So I don't know how or where to go now. Like I'm out of ideas, and the comedy gives me like an idea. Like okay, I don't have to drink even though it's a bar, but at least there's people I know, people I used to know from my first stint here, new comedians I'm meeting. That at least we have that in common. We can kind of, we can chew the fat a little bit. We can put our heads together. We can brainstorm. We can ping one another. Am I out of okay? We're done, Bob. Kill two birds with one stone. Can we touch base? We can touch base. We can always touch base. I believe those are my grapes. I'm going to have some water. It's important to stay hydrated. It prevents fatigue and headaches. We are about 24, 23 minutes in, something like that. I think now that I've done some grapes, and let me just remind you before we hit up at the theater, a couple of things. One of the best ways for me, I think, to work on this goal of improving my social is to make it an ice cream social. And how do you do that? If you're in southern San Diego County near the beach, you want to go to the Pacific Beach Ice Cream Company at 1010 Grand Avenue. It's at the corner of Grand and Cass. My buddy DW himself, Dave Wright, is usually working there, giving you the best ice cream you could possibly get in San Diego. He comes from an ice cream family. It's in his blood, but his blood is not in the ice cream. Let me make that abundantly clear. They have delicious Oreo. Everyone's talking about the mint chip. Mint chip is the one you should go. You should get that the first time you're there. That's like your intro. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you were to say, if someone was just watching the entire Marvel cinematic universe today, and God help you, your life is over, what would you show them first? You'd probably show them Iron Man first. Be like, this is how it starts, right? Well, you want to get the mint chip. Mint chip is the Iron Man of Pacific Beach Ice Cream Co. at 1010 Grand Avenue, corner of Grand Cash, a few blocks from Pacific Beach, run by buddy DW. Mint chip is the Iron Man right there. So get that, and then you got your apple pie, you got your breakfast bourbon, you got your Oreo I mentioned, and then you got the water ice. The water ice, get yourself, and I miss it. I got to lay off the ice cream, but I got to go get myself another lemon Italian ice. The lemon rinds are in there. It's the most lemony goddamn thing you're ever going to have in your life. It's absolutely tremendous. It's the bee's knees. It's the cat's pajamas. It is so refreshing. Because keep in mind, it may be winter, but we are also at the beach. Like it's still warm. And you need to cool off. You need to relax. And it's a wonderful atmosphere. He's very social. So for my social, make it an ice cream social. Go to Pacific Beach Ice Cream Company, 1010 Grand Avenue. Tell them Bob sent you. And then the teenagers who work there will be confused. They don't know who the fuck I am, but it doesn't really make a difference. Buy the ice cream anyway. Pacific Beach Ice Cream Company. Find them on Instagram. Ladies and gentlemen, sit back. Let me check your tickets. Get your popcorn ready. Get your Diet Dr. Pepper, which tastes just like regular Dr. Pepper. Silence all cell phones. Please keep the talking to a minimum at a low volume. And get ready for At the Theater.
Popcorn and previews, movies and reviews at the theater. At the theater.
Okay, 1989's popular sequel, 5 years after the original, Ghostbusters 2. Are you ready? New York City is covered with slime and everyone is an asshole. Are we still recording? Is it? Okay, yes, let's talk about Ghostbusters 2 from 1989. We start off with Ghostbusters. There's some music. I don't think they play the Bobby Brown one yet, but there's hate. Everyone's yelling at each other, and there's slime bubbling up from the sewer. And Sigourney Weaver has her baby. She has a baby now. She has a baby, and we find out his name is Oscar later, I guess, and he wears a yellow jumpsuit later. But anyway, something's going wrong where Sigourney Weaver wants to get her baby into her apartment building where she lives, which makes sense. And then suddenly, for no reason, the stroller, it just goes into traffic, goes into New York City traffic. And she's screaming and she's panicking because she doesn't want her baby, which is in a stroller, to get struck by an automotive vehicle, which would inevitably kill the baby. So we start off this hilarious, even more PG comedy than the 1984 one, with the potential death of a baby, LOL. And then anyway, she's chasing her baby and she's panicking, and it's a lot of suspense and a lot of near misses and a lot of typical New Yorkers who don't give a fuck that a baby is in danger. They're just going about their day, and they didn't even have phones and iPods and earbuds to occupy their senses yet, but they don't care because they're all a bunch of selfish pricks. So she has to save her own baby's life, and she drops her groceries. And then we have a theme for the Ghostbusters, and Dan Aykroyd, who is played, no, Dan Aykroyd plays Ray, and Winston Churchill is played by Ernie Hudson River because they're in New York, and Winston and Ray, is it Ray? Yeah, it's Ray. They're at a children's birthday party, and they set it up like they're going to be fighting ghosts. Like that, where Ray's asking the lady, "How big are they? How many are there?" What you're kind of scared. And she's like, "Oh, I won't be so bad." And you think they're going to fight ghosts, but no, because the Ghostbusters have had some trouble with their business, and they're relegated to doing, well, not relegated, but yeah, they're doing children's parties, and they do this stupid dance where they have both their arms struggling at the same. And they always show that clip whenever people talk about that movie, and they try to get kids to sing the Ghostbusters song, which I guess the song does exist in the universe now, but whatever. That's the least of everyone's problems. So they start singing the "Who are you gonna call?" And then all the kids are like, "I want a new drug. One won't make me sick." Okay, that's a little joke for those who cares. No, they say, "Who are you gonna call?" And all the kids yell, "He-Man." The kids are just cheering for He-Man. How? It's 1989, which means the movie was probably made in 88 or something like that. He-Man was off the shelves for a couple of years already. The live movie flopped. Uh, Cartoon was off the air in like 85. Why would a bunch of 7-year-olds be cheering for a property that disappeared when they were 3? Like, it doesn't make any sense. So to me, the fact that kids were cheering for He-Man in 1989 was the least realistic part of the film. But anyway, they get paid, and then some crap happens. I don't know. Sigourney Weaver's she's painting or something, and there's a weird European guy with like crazy hair, and there's an evil guy named Vigo, I think, and I forget it. It's been a couple of weeks since I saw this. He's in a painting, and the painting the eyes kind of follow you around like Scooby-Doo villains, and she's creeped out by it. So I guess this painting is somehow making the slime in New York City come up, and people hate each other, which is just an excuse for them being generally discontent assholes to begin with. And then the European guy is hitting on Sigourney Weaver, and he wants to have relations with his genitals and her genitals and thrust them about sexually, but she's not having it. She's not interested. But anyway, she's giving the kid a bath, and then she's like taking her shirt off, so she's in her brassiere. There's also a baby there, so it's hard to be aroused. You understand? It's kind of weird. But anyway, the bathtub has got pink slime coming out of it, and it tries to eat her or something. So she goes and she gets help from Egon Spengler, played by Harold Ramis, who died in real life and was dead in the last movie Afterlife as well. And he gets Ray involved, and she knows that they can help because she believes in the paranormal because she had to be a dog once. And then she says, don't talk to Peter Venkman. So I guess their relationship ended. There's been a falling out in the 5 years. But of course, Peter gets it out of Ray by twisting his ear or his nose or something at the firehouse. I forget exactly how they did it, but Peter Venkman's involved. So now all of them, but Ernie Hudson, who clearly has better shit to do, I guess, they're all at the apartment and checking it out. And then Sigourney Weaver stays with her baby and Peter Venkman at his apartment, and she is surprised that Peter Venkman is good with his baby, even though he is not the biological father. The biological father has disappeared, and she was briefly married to this man, but now she is divorced, and this man is not involved in the baby's life as it becomes possessed by demons, which is about to happen. So at some point, Peter Venkman gets Sigourney Weaver to go on a date with him, and she does. Meanwhile, Ray and Egon and Ernie Hudson now are crawling around the sewer, and Ray's fallen into pits of slime, and the cops are upset with them for digging in places, for pretending to be construction workers or Con Edison or whoever the hell, and they just keep getting told lie after lie. I'm getting the two parts confused, I think. I think Peter Venkman is with them at one point and then not the second time because he goes on the date, where he tries to have intercourse with Sigourney Weaver with his genitals. But anyway, at some point they lie, and the Venkman lies to the cops and pretends to be the typical, the old New Yorker who talks like this, and the old Brooklyn Italian cab driver, not for nothing, get out of here. How you doing? Forget about it, all that shit. He does all that shit. And it works on the cops momentarily because the cops are stupid. So, but then it doesn't work. It works until it doesn't work. But anyway, I guess later on he also goes on a date, and Rick Moranis is with Annie Potts, who I wanted to have relations with in this film. I'm just taking the dust off my computer as I talk to you guys. And Rick Moranis and Annie Potts end up making out. There's heavy petting, as the kids say. And while they are distracted by the heavy petting, Sigourney Weaver comes by to find them on a couch, and she's a little annoyed but kind of amused that the two of them were about to have relations. I think it was on Peter's couch, so maybe she didn't care as much. Anyway, the demon possesses the baby. The baby is on the ledge, and it's very scary until the big Vigo ghost has a ghost stroller that flies into the 20th floor or whatever, and she watches the baby. The baby gets stolen, and then they go back to the museum art place, and the four Ghostbusters have to try, and Sigourney Weaver have to use their wits to get past the demon and the possessed European guy. And then finally, they figure out something about the city's hate and overall assholeness is powering the demon who's supposed to return. So they use the power of good with everyone singing and New Year's Eve, the Jolly Goodwill. So what the hell is that? The something be forgotten, something about 9/11. I don't remember how the fucking song goes. But anyway, the joy combined with the weird technology they put, it makes the Statue of Liberty active somehow, and it goes through the water, which I'm surprised it didn't get completely corroded. But the Statue of Liberty is now alive, controlled by a Nintendo controller by the Ghostbusters, and it takes the big torch and smashes it through the building there, the museum, and they get the baby back. And it looks like Venkman and Sigourney Weaver are going to have a life with the baby or something. And the Ghostbusters are heroes of the city once again. And Rick Moranis probably continued to have sexual relations with his penis with Annie Potts. And that is Ghostbusters 2. That's the movie. This movie gets a lot of flack. It's a fun, I liked it. It was fun. It wasn't, everyone says, oh, it wasn't funny at all. The first one's hilarious. The first one is hilarious. But this made me laugh. They were having a good time. There wasn't a lot of, it wasn't as subtle as the first one, and I like subtle, but it always knew what it was. And could it be a little sappy, Venkman and a kid and yada yada? Yeah, but that part you can call it sappy, but also they did it in the least sappy way possible. Like, he's still a perv and a creep, but he knows he can't be a real 100% perv and creep throughout the whole time, because you still have to like the guy. You want him, when he's being a dick, you want him to be a dick to the bigger dicks. You understand? Normally, Jesse would ask me at this point, well, Bob, if you had to sum it up, he said, thank you for the synopsis. But if you had to sum it up all in one sentence, how would you do it? And I'd ponder, like I'm about to right now. I'm pondering. It's pondermonium right now. I'm pondering left and right. And I would say, after watching Ghostbusters 2 from 1989, which at times was too hot to handle and at others too cold to hold, but they were the Ghostbusters and they were in control. I would say, arguably, the greatest film ever made. There you go. Boom. How about that? And then we start wrapping it up, and we'd find out that you can find Jesse Egan at Jesse Egan Comedy, Instagram, and Twitter. Find his shows and dates and his podcast, Awful Neutral, as well. You want to look that up, his Dungeons and Dragons podcast. Myself, by Bob Hanson Jokes on Twitter and Instagram. Find out what I'm doing. The Bob Squad on YouTube for all the Sun Bob videos, the hardest part of the Ring Wrestling podcast, the fun boxings and whatnot. You guys all know that. But most importantly, right here at Beachtown Comedy on Twitter, and follow this, subscribe to this YouTube channel, like the video, follow along, fix your mental health. Do you feel more sane now? Well, I was pissing out of my dick. Do you feel sane? You should. You should. It's not okay to be okay. Get the t-shirt. There'll be a link in the description, and maybe I could put a picture of the thing over this as well for your YouTube viewers. But thank you very much for joining me on episode 18 of the Beachtown podcast. I have been Bob, and I still am. I hate it when stand-up comics say that. Oh, I've been so-and-so. Oh, you were? Who the fuck are you now? God, comics are stupid. But whatever. All righty. I'm going to close it. I'm going to stop recording. This is the end. I will see you all soon. I need a fun quote from the movie to end this with. He-Man!